Oh, we're back now. Yay, we're back. Just gonna get this out of the way. Now I gotta wait for everybody to show up. Yay, we made it. We made it. Finally. Sorry about that. We made it. Yeah, you can hear me now. My stupid laptop needed an update.
Windows was holding us hostage.
Windows was holding me hostage. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. Yep. Well, it was holding me hostage, and I should have thought about that on my other laptop when I tried to set up that members only live on Restream. All right. Hey, Sunshine. Hey, Dukes. Hey, Irish Jessie, Pollyanna, Brenda, O2 Hurricane. Yes, now we're up and running. So I've got Brenda with a question, Pollyanna, O2, Love Mia, Robert, Brandon, and Shirley. So anybody else that I didn't just name have a question before I get started? Yeah, why does it have to happen to me though, Brenda? I'm just really. It took forever. That whole time I was down is how long it took me to update this stupid thing. So, like Marlene, do you have a question you want me to answer, or Sunshine? If you have a question, let me know. Dukes, if you have a question, let me know. Hey, Shirley, welcome back. All right, Marlene, I got your question. That's going to be answered with runes. Marlene. What do you want to know? I know I put prayer hands, Dukes, in that. I believe it was in the first one that I had. Prayers to your daughter, Dukes. We're praying for her. Okay, Sunshine, I got you. Sunshine, you want tarot? I've got Brenda's question, Pollyanna, O2 Hurricane, Love Mia, Robert, Brandon, Shirley, Marlene, and Sunshine. Does anybody else have questions before I get started? Okay, I got you. I got you, Sunshine. Brandon and Shirley and Marlene, yours is going to be with runes. Also, Robert, if you're here. Robert, Brandon, Shirley, and Marlene, you're going to be with answered with runes. Brenda, Pollyanna, O2, Love Mia, and Sunshine, you'll get tarot. Okay, Robert, you wanted runes with your to answer yours, so I got you. So Brenda's going to be first. Brenda was the first one on the list. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't anybody else. Sorry, guys, about that hold up, but Windows held us hostage. Had us thinking that we had a bad microphone. I got you, love Mia. I got you on the list. This is for Brenda. You want a message from your mom and dad? Oh, you changed your question. Let me look. I got you though. All right, this is for Brenda. I got your up to date question then. Yeah, you can ask questions today, Dukes. I take questions if you have questions. I do have to say, I don't answer anything related to medical or legal or financial because I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a legal professional. So those types of questions I don't answer. I just don't like answering those questions. Sometimes stuff like that comes out in the readings, but I don't take them as questions. Yeah, Thursdays is questions day and Sunday is just general readings. All right. This is for Brenda. You want a message from your mom and dad? We're going to start with your mom first. We have the World card. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Four of Cups. Yes, I can do that. Dukes. I'll add you to my list. All right. So, Brenda, what's your mom saying here? Your mom is saying that you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders and you have a decision to make. This may be a decision that involves your emotions. It may be a decision that involves someone else, a connection that you have. So you may have something coming up. This may be I'm trying to figure out what am I seeing here. I feel like you have the weight world. You feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders and you have a decision to make. And I feel like it's regarding either your emotions or a connection you have. It could be that somebody has disappointed you and you don't know what to do about it. You're sitting there, you're thinking about it. You're thinking about what you want to do about this connection. Now, when I say connection, remember, connection's not necessarily humans. That's the four. That's the Four of Cups. That's about you're having to decide. You want to make sure that things are stable emotionally. You want to make sure you have emotional stability here. And to do that, you have some sort of a decision you have to make. And I feel like it's regarding a connection. So the message from your mother is you feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders because of this decision that you have to make. But there may be something inside of you that you're not seeing, that you haven't thought about, because there's probably a blindfold over this face, keeping you from seeing everything that you have to decide on, or keeping you from seeing all of your choices. You may feel like you only have two choices where there might be a third choice that you might not necessarily think about it, but it's actually there. So it could be in regards to connections that you have or your emotions. So that's the message from your mom. Now we're going to get a message from your dad. All right, we have the hangman. We have the Nine of Cups. That's a wish fulfillment. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, that's good. This looks like a coming from your dad. So you have a wish that you've made, and your wish is going to be fulfilled. However, there's something you have to let go of. Something you're holding on to, you have to let go of. And then things will change for the better, and your wish will become fulfilled. So the hangman is about letting go of something. Letting go. And once you let go, the change, which is the hangman, not the hangman, golly, the Wheel of Fortune. This is a wheel that's moving forward. You're going to make a change for the better. It's something you've been wishing for, but you recognize that in order for this wish to be fulfilled, you have to let go of something. And I think that comes to speak of the message from your mom, that you have a decision to make. You have to let go. And I feel like it's some type of a connection that you have. And you feel like it's holding you down. Look how the world is holding you down, making you make a choice with your emotions or your emotional connections. That's what I'm seeing. Your mom and dad are both on the same page. One's telling you, though, that you have to let go of something. You have to make that sacrifice in order for that change of good luck to happen. You're very welcome, Brenda. You're very welcome. Wow, I could smell that train that just went by. That diesel's awful. All right, let's see who's up next. Pollyanna. You wanted to know about your love life. All right, let's see what we got for Pollyanna. Irish Jessie, are you still out there? Did you have a question? Irish Jessie, are you out there? Do you have a question? Oh, God. Oh, Pollyanna, I got to see. I've got a UK friend on the game, and we've got a Discord set up for the game. And he posted a picture of himself, and I'm like, oh my god, no, he's not a prince. I think he's married. But he looks so much like Mr. Hart. I'm like, are you kidding me? Only a little bit younger version. No, it's not bad. Nope, it's not bad. All right. This is for Pollyanna. I can invite you to the Discord, Pollyanna, if you want to come in and meet him. But we're going to be talking gamer stuff in there. All right, this is for Pollyanna. Then you'll get to see his picture. You got the Nine of Pentacles. You've got, Pollyanna. You've got the King of Wands. Ooh. The Five of Swords. You would get that. All right, what do we have here? You were looking good there until I got the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is, and the Five of Swords could be all about you feeling conflicted about this person. The King of Wands, that's somebody that is bold. They have a big ego, but they are optimistic, and they have strong feelings. And the Nine of Pentacles is about growing that. You could be growing that relationship. I feel like you're sabotaging your own thoughts here, perhaps. Oh my God, Dukes, you're reading my mind. I feel like you're sabotaging yourself right here with the Five of Swords. So you need to not do that to yourself. You need to stop doing that to yourself. Because it looks like this person has strong feelings and would work perfectly with the Nine of Pentacles. That tells me that you would be fulfilled. But see, you have those doubts. You put those doubts in your own mind. And if you don't stop doubting yourself and having those doubts, it's going to change and this person may not stick around. So stop doubting yourself. Yeah, give him a chance. I mean, this one's coming through loud and clear and strong. I mean, I got the King of Wands. So it doesn't, in the minor arcana cards, it doesn't get any bigger than the King of Wands. So stop with the negative thoughts. Think more positively. Hi, Jocelyn from Australia. Do you have a question you want answered, or do you want just a general tarot reading? If you have a yes or no question, I use runes for yes or no questions. I can do them readings with them too, but I do usually do the readings with the tarot unless somebody specifies they want runes. You're very welcome, Pollyanna. You're very welcome. O2 Hurricane. Are you here, O2 Hurricane? Okay, Jocelyn, I got you. That'd be a yes or no. Did O2 Hurricane find us? O2 Hurricane. There you are. O2 Hurricane, you just wanted a general reading. I apologize, guys, for my laptop being a pain in the butt, giving me headaches and heartaches. I know to come over here ahead of time now to make sure it doesn't need any updates. All right, this is for O2 Hurricane. You just wanted a general reading. Love Me is up next after O2 Hurricane. All right, you've got the Seven of Wands. Two of Cups. And the Three of Pentacles. So I feel like O2 Hurricane, I feel like you might be having difficulty maybe with someone else or maybe within yourself with the Two of Cups here. This might be you reflecting on yourself, or it could be another person involved here. But I see you protecting yourself. So this could be another person you're having problems with. You might have to decide whether you want to keep that person in your life or not. They may be affecting your energy. Aw, 12 months. Has it been that long? Oh my goodness, Brenda. Wow. Thank you for that. So, O2 Hurricane, you want stability in your life. And I feel like you might have to protect the way that you feel against somebody. I feel like it's someone else that you're dealing with. Pollyanna, 14 months. I love you too, Pollyanna. So, O2 Hurricane, I don't know if there's someone else you're involved with that you're having difficulty with, but you're having to put up a wall to protect your feelings from this person because you want stability in your life. And perhaps this person is making things unstable, causing you to have to protect yourself. This could be about your emotions as well. And you're trying to protect yourself, your feelings, and your emotions so that you can maintain stability in your life. So you're going to put up a wall and protect your feelings. You're going to fight anything that comes at you. Okay. All right. Love Mia, you want to know about the connection between you and Anthony. Hey, Ellie. Ellie, do you have a question? You have a question that you want have a question you want to get in, Ellie? Love Mia, this is for you. Okay, you want a message from mom and dad. Alrighty. This is for Love Mia. This is about the connection between you and Anthony. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Lover's card. And we have the Eight of Wands. So this is looking good. Oh, let me rearrange myself in the seat. You're not in a relationship. But what I'm seeing here is maybe you're making sure that if you're loyal to Anthony, that you want Anthony to know, look, you've got messages coming from the universe. This is I call this the Cupid card. This could be messages coming from Anthony or some sort of signs that he's giving you. You have to make a choice. Do you keep waiting on Anthony or do you let him go? So I feel like you have to decide on whether you want to keep holding out. Do you want to hold out for Anthony? Is Anthony worth holding out for? You have that choice to make. You have that choice to make. Are you loyal? Are you going to stick around and hold out for Anthony to come back or come to you, come into a relationship? Or are you going to choose to let Anthony go and move on? You have to think about that. You want to work things out? Okay. Well, maybe messages from the universe are going to come into you. Maybe signs. You might receive signs that Anthony feels the same way. That's why we have the wands up here. So it's just all up to him. Maybe you need to, if you haven't made some sort of communication or given Anthony some sort of sign that you want that relationship, you might have to do that. Sometimes you need to give things a little nudge because we get stuck in place sometimes, and you might have to help it along a little bit. And I think you want him to know that you're a loyal person as well. You might have to you're feeling stuck right now because he's not maybe giving you the sign that he wants anything more. You might have to nudge it along a little bit. All right. Robert is up next. You're very welcome, love Mia. You're very welcome. Robert is up next. You want to know what's ahead for this month? All right, hang on 1 second. You want to know what's ahead for this month. So we're going to do, you wanted with ruins. So we're going to do this. I pull 3 for the runes for these types of readings. All right, what do we have here? Can you see them? Hang on. Let me make them so you can see them better. All right, starting with this one here. That is the Euro rune. That's about finding peace, harvesting, rewards. So you're going to get some sort of rewards, some sort of peace, perhaps. You may be looking at some sort of peace. You might, I don't know if you are having some sort of difficulties, but you may be looking at some sort of peace in a situation. The Fihu rune, this one, represents money, wealth, luck, and abundance. So it looks like you're going to come into some money, perhaps. But then we have the Rido rune in reverse. So the Rido rune is saying that it's not your destiny, but this is, you're still going to get this, but it's not, it wasn't really, maybe it was meant for someone else, but you're the one that's going to get it. It's not really your destiny, but you're going to get it. You're not going to have to travel to get it. There's no journey involved. You're just going to, it's going to, something, it looks like, I feel like you're going to come into some money or something. Maybe an inheritance, perhaps. But you're going to have luck, and you're going to come into abundance of some sort, not necessarily money. It could be abundance in some other way. It doesn't always have to be about money, but it's, for whatever reason, it's bypassing someone else and it's coming to you, because this is not really, wasn't intended for you, but for whatever reason, it's going to bypass someone else, I feel, and this is going to come to you. You're going to be abundant. Now, whether it's money, that I can't say. It could be. It could be. All right, Brandon. Is Brandon here? Is Brandon here? Yeah, it's definitely something to think about. Maybe it's something, maybe you're going to come across something that is meant for somebody else, but they don't want it, and you're going to end up with it and be abundant. And again, it's not necessarily money. Brandon, are you here, Brandon? I'm going to do Brandon's. There you are. You want to know if 2026 will be a better year. That's a yes or no question. Let's see what we get. This is saying no. Let's see. Why is it saying no? This is the Haggala's rune. It looks like maybe This is about yourself. And this is about mankind. This is about culture. But it's in reverse. So that's telling me that no, 2026 is not going to be, um, it should be better, but it's for you, it's not, at least in the area of possibly culture or friends, related to culture or friends, if that makes sense. So, in the area of your life, when it comes to friendships, there may be an issue there. That's not saying the rest of your life outside of the friendships, let's say job, health, home, finances, that's not saying they're not going to be good. This is basically saying that when it comes to friendships, there's going to be issues there. It's focused more on friendships than it is the rest of your um, things that you value. Oh, for love or money. So, love, I'm going to say love, no. For money, yes. For money, yes, but for love, no. This for money, it's going to be a year. This is the Euro rune. You're going to receive rewards. So for money, yes. For love, no. No for love, yes for money. I hope that was what you were looking for. I'm glad you said that. I wasn't thinking. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Shirley, are you here, Shirley? You want to know what your spirit guides want you to know. So I'm going to pull 3 for you. Let me get this piece of paper so you can see them better. All right. So, starting with this one, that's the Ansus rune. There's going to be communication. You might be gaining some insight, some truth, or maybe even some wisdom. Here, the Rhino rune is about travel, journey, and destiny. There's n- they want Your spirit guide wants you to know that now's not the time to travel. And the Northeast rune, it is about hardship and delays. So, and necessity. So, you need to not travel because if you try to travel, it may create hardships for you. So you're going to want to not travel. Don't make any travel plans because if you do, I feel it's going to create some sort of a hardship. But you you are going to gain insight, possibly even some wisdom and some truth, perhaps concerning traveling. So this is all about you maybe making plans to travel. This is saying it's probably not a good idea right now. Because traveling right now for you might create hardships. Hardships maybe financially because it might cause you, there may be some issues when you're traveling that put you deeper in financially into a trip. So Now's not the time to take a vacation. But you're going to get the information, you're going to gain the wisdom and the truth about this situation and why there would be a hardship if you traveled. It'll come to you. They'll let you know. All right. You're very welcome, Shirley. You're very welcome. Marlene. Are you here, Marlene? Are you here, Marlene? Okay, you want to know, will SJ and I be boyfriend and girlfriend? And that would be a no. You're not. That is the Othala rune. That is about protecting your property, your home. You already have, it's saying you already have plenty. You need to protect your property and your home. This is actually the goddess rune, the Othala rune. Why? Let's see. I'll pull one more and see if it'll give me an answer. Let's see. That is the Ingwa's rune. You both need to grow and work and grow, and I feel like you need to mature more, perhaps. Growth. The Ingwa's rune. This rune represents growth and fertility. So you have to grow that relationship more before you can become boyfriend and girlfriend. There's more growth that's needed for that to happen. So it's a growing thing. I'm not saying he's not good for you. I'm just saying that you both need to grow a little more and making that relationship happen. You both need to grow. Okay, next up is Sunshine. Hi, Noor. Marlene, I'm only taking one question, and I answered the one that you had asked. You're very welcome. All right, Sunshine, you're up next. I actually gave you two answers, so technically I answered more than one question. Sunshine, you want to know what's coming towards you in love. Well, let's see what we get here. You're very welcome, Marlene. You're very welcome. What's coming towards you in love? You have the Ace of Wands. Ooh, a new beginning. Oh, we got the Three of Swords. Oh, you better be careful here. And you have the Four of Swords. So you've got the Ace of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Four of Swords. So you need to be careful when you're communicating and who you communicate with. You need to think about it. You need to rest and think about it, because if you're talking to more than one person, you need to make sure that they're on the same page as you. Otherwise, they're going to say something that's going to break your heart. So you want to make sure that the spark of feelings is there before you pursue any further. Do you want just a general reading, Noor? Or do you have a question? So, Sunshine, what's coming to you? Be careful. It might be more than one person. And somebody may say something, they may break your heart. So you want to be careful. You want to think it through when you decide if there's more than one person who you want to pursue. Be careful, because you don't want your heart broken. You don't want somebody to come into your life and break your heart by the things they say. So just be careful. If there's more than one person, just be careful, because somebody could break your heart here with things that they say. They say words don't hurt. That's not true. Words do hurt. We may not see it. It may not physically hurt us, but it does emotionally hurt us. Okay, Noor, I got you. That's going to be a yes or no question, and I'm going to answer with the runes. I got you, user. Give me 1 second. Let me write these questions down. All right, that's runes. That's runes. Next, let's see. I just did that one. Dukes, you're up next. You want a message from your friend Deirdre? Deidre? Dukes, you're up next. Okay. Sunshine pattern? What's your question? You're welcome, the other sunshine. Now we got two sunshines in here. This is for Dukes. Sunshine pattern, put your question in chat and I'll write it down. You want a message? This is a message from your friend Deirdre. We had the Six of Cups. Five of Pentacles. And we have the Moon card. So Deirdre, I feel like, is letting you know that somebody that you may be friends with, that you may be helping, hang on one second, Trinity. That's a yes or no question. It'll be answered with runes. I got your sunshine pattern. That's a yes or no question. That's be runes. All right, I think I'm caught up on writing the questions down. So, Dukes, a message from Deirdre. I feel like you may be helping someone, and I feel like Deirdre wants you to know that this person that you're helping is keeping something from you. They're not being upfront with you and not being honest. And you're doing your best to maintain stability in your life and not have any conflict in any aspect of your life. And so there may be somebody that is hiding something from you, somebody that you are helping out in some type of a way. Because the Moon card is about hiding things in darkness. And with combining that with the Six of Cups tells me that there's somebody that you're helping, but they're keeping a secret from you. Eventually that will come out. The truth will eventually come to light. Everything that people try to hide in darkness eventually comes out. Yeah, I know the same, Dukes. I know what you mean. So your friend is letting you know that somebody that you're helping, that you're being nice to and helping to maintain, you're maintaining harmony and doing the best you can to help this person out, they're hiding something from you. So this is kind of letting you know, Deidre's kind of letting you know somebody's keeping a secret from you. I know that's the story of my life too, Dukes. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Dukes. You just don't want to overhelp them to where it hurts you and your space and your life ultimately. All right. Next is Jocelyn. Are you here, Jocelyn? Jocelyn, are you here? I got you, ethereal vibes. All right. Jocelyn, are you here, Jocelyn? I'll come back to Jocelyn. Next up is Ellie. Ellie. Yeah, I haven't gotten to you yet, Sunshine Pattern. I got a bunch ahead of you. All right, this is for Ellie. You want a message from your mom and dad? We're going to do your mom first. Message from your mom first. Nine of Wands. Five of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So, what do we have here? This is about your mom wants you to protect. She wants you to build. She's telling you to protect yourself. Now, I haven't gotten to you ethereal vibes. You'll be the last one on the list that I do. I have a long list that I have to get through. I haven't gotten to you yet. All right, Ellie. I'm on Ellie right now. So, your mom is telling you to protect your feelings. It's in regards to something you hold value in, and you may have to get authorities, somebody official involved, if you haven't already. So your mom is telling you to protect yourself. Make sure your guard is up to protect the things that you value. That's what your mom wants you to know. Now let's see what your dad has to say. Oh, I just said your dad, and your dad's here with me. All right. All right, Dad, what's Ellie need to know? What does Ellie need to know, Dad? Page of Swords. Ace of Wands. And Three of Pentacles. I'm so surprised that your siblings didn't come up in this, in the sense of speaking, or your sibling. But I'm sure this is related. So what do we have here? We have the Page of Swords. This is about gathering information regarding things that you value. Because you're going to put something into motion. If you haven't already put something, yeah, running like looks like running with scissors to me. I know. So it's about, this is about communication. Page of Swords is about communication. Communication concerning things that you value. And you're going to put something in motion. You're going to start something that you feel strongly about. And I feel like it has to do with what your mom is saying. Somebody in a position of, how do I want to put this? Legal? Yep, exactly, Brenda. So this is about, but your mom is telling you to protect yourself, protect your energy. When you do, if you haven't already, communicated things concerning things you value. You're on fire right here. this is about this is about starting up the fire right here. So this is they're letting you know that you're on fire with communication to the powers that be, but you need to protect yourself in the process. So this is about protecting yourself, your property, and the things you value in the process of doing some communicating something that you need to communicate. Helga, I'm not taking any more on my list today. I apologize. I've got a lot. My list is a little long now. If you want to come back on Sunday, I appreciate it. I got a late start. I had problems with my laptop. Okay. I kind of figured that. Oh, there goes another train and it's. Uh-oh. We got company. Come on. Come on. Over here, they want to see your face. They want to see your big nose. You want to come over here and stick your nose in my business, so put it up there on the desk so they can see it. Come on. Yeah, that's what I thought. When I encourage you, you back up. Yep, it's Tank. All right, Nor. Are you here, Nor? You're up next. He wants to go OUT. I can't say the word. If I say the word, then I'll be in big trouble. You want to know if your uncle has ill intent. Yep, they are just like kids. They're smart. They know. All right, you want to know if your uncle has ill intent. That would be a yes. That is the Sowulu. No, is that's the Ewa's room. That is about stability, strength, reliability, and enlightenment. What kind of ill intent? I don't know. But make sure that you're stable, you maintain stability in your life, and be reliable. Oh, I got you. Hi, Leah B. You're welcome, Melly. You're very welcome. So, yes, your uncle does. So, I recommend you maintain stability, protect yourself. You're after Trinity. All right, user, are you here, user? User, are you here? There you are. You want to know if your job is secure. You're very welcome, Nor. You're very welcome. Just protect yourself. All right. Is users Benita's job user is your job secure? That's the same rune. And I shook them up. That is the Ewaz rune. Yes, your job is secure. Your job is secure. That's the Ewaz rune. That represents stability, strength, reliability, and enlightenment. Because you're a reliable person, your job is secure. All right. Trinity, are you here? You want to know if you're going to have peace with your sister. You're very welcome. User, Bonita, you're very welcome. Yes, you are going to have peace with your sister. That is the Ingwaz rune. You just have to grow common areas and have sense about it. But yes, you are going to have peace with your sister. It's just you're going to have to come to common ground. You're going to have to nurture that relationship to help it grow. But it is going to, you are going to have peace. You're very welcome, Trinity. You're very welcome. Sunshine Pattern, are you here? Sunshine Pattern, now it's your turn. They go a little faster when I use the runes. So, because I don't have to shuffle runes, I just have to shake them up. Sunshine Pattern. Are you here, Sunshine Pattern? Let me know. Hi, Carla. All right, Sunshine Pattern. You want to know if G's going to do something for you for Valentine's Day. All right. You're very welcome, Carla. You're very welcome. No. Uh-oh. So this is a no. This is a Manaz rune. It looks like G might be a little softish there and might not do anything. So for you, Sunshine Paradise, oh, Sunshine Pattern, geez. Unfortunately, I got no. Nothing for Valentine's Day. That's not nice. You're very welcome, Sunshine. You're very welcome. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a yes, but I have to go with what the runes say, and they're telling me no. All right. And while I got the runes out, I'm going to do Jocelyn. So if Jocelyn comes back and listens, her question will be answered. It's a quick one. So Jocelyn wanted to know if Tony's going to get in touch with her. And that would be a yes. That's the Ansus rune. It's actually about communication. So, yes, Tony will be getting in touch with you, Jocelyn, wherever you are out there. If you're listening, yes, Anthony will be getting in touch with you. Ethereal Visions, you're up next. All right, this is for Ethereal Visions. You want to know about Sag's feelings and intent. We're going to see what we can find out through the tarot. Brenda. All right. This is for Ethereal Visions. You want to know Sag's feelings and intent. Well, let's see what we can find out here. Ooh. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Tower. And we have the Eight of Wands. Wow, you're getting mixed messages here. You're getting mixed messages. So the Tower is telling me that you're building your hopes up too high with this person. And perhaps it's overwhelming you because you're building your hopes up. You might be thinking you're receiving messages. Maybe you are receiving messages or signs from this person of their feelings and intention. But you might be getting your hopes up too high. You might be reading too much into it. You're stressed out because you don't know. And that's what you want to know. And so the Tower is about you building your expectations up too high and then getting disappointed because something happens out of the blue, unexpected. I don't know what that would be unless it's something that is not being communicated here. Perhaps there's no communication or the communication isn't great. It's the communication is being hidden from me. I can't see the communication part. And so I feel like your expectations are built too high. It's stressing you out and you're going to be let down. I feel you're reading too much into some signs that you might be seeing. And that's why you're building so high. You're feeling that and you're overwhelmed. So be careful with putting too much thought into it. I don't know why, but Spirit wants me to say, let nature take its course. So if something happens out of the blue, unexpected, you don't see it coming, to say, you receive information regarding the feelings and intentions the information that you wasn't expecting. See, the information's not on here. I don't have any swords here to tell me what the communication is or what the thought is. So just be aware that don't stress out about it. Don't feel overwhelmed about it. Don't make your expectations too high, because something could happen out of the blue that knocks your expectations out of the water and just drops you right down to the very beginning, to where you have to rebuild from there. So don't read into any messages that you might be receiving, because they may not be. You might be perceiving messages you're receiving as being more than what they really are. So keep your expectations lower until you know for sure. I hope that answered your question. But since I don't have any swords to know what type of communication is taking place or ideas that person has, I can only assume that maybe you don't want to make your expectations too high to where you end up getting hurt and overwhelmed by overthinking it yourself. You're very welcome, Ethereal Vibes. You're very welcome. Well, I think I'm going to end it for today. I want to thank everybody for being here. Brenda for being a member for 12 months, and Pollyanna for being a member for 14 months. Thank you guys for supporting me for so long. I do greatly appreciate it. I send much love and many blessings to everybody. We will be back on Sunday with general readings and angel numbers. I'll check and make sure my laptop's updated before I try to come live. So have a good rest of your day. Stay safe out there. And I hope to see you all on Sunday. Have a good evening, everybody.